Powered by the Montana Television Network. This is the 5:30 News on KPAX, Montana's news leader.
Good evening, I'm Jill Valley.
And I'm Dennis Bragg. Missoula police say a report of shots being fired downtown this morning was a hoax.
They say this false call is known as swatting. Lieutenant Bob Boshi says police received a call just before 8:30 this morning from a man saying he had hostages in an apartment in the 300 block of Patty Street. The male even demanded $20,000 ransom and said one person had already been shot. The Missoula Police Department, the Sheriff's Department, and the FBI all responded to the scene. Boshi says after contacting the renter of the apartment, the call was determined to be false. He says these types of false emergency calls have happened around the country. They're commonly called swatting. An investigation into the prank is ongoing.
The Lola Peak fire continues to burn, now topping nearly 38,000 acres in the Lola and Florence areas. But the good news is it's about a third contained. Fire managers report that while burn operations and mop-up continued along the fire line Sunday, firefighters were also assisting in suppressing a new fire start in the Bear Creek area north of Highway 12. That was about 2:45 on Sunday. That new fire start was not associated with the Lola Peak fire. It may have had something to do with the lightning last week. It was suppressed at less than half an acre. Firefighters continued low-intensity burnout operations in the Bass Creek Recreation area south of Florence. The burnout started Saturday after midnight and continued until temperatures started to rise in the morning. Then they shut down the firing operations. Firefighters are bracing for the potential for large fire growth the next couple of days and watching out for some critical fire weather. Big concern is the One Horse Creek area just west of Florence.
Now they're also reminding drivers not to stop along the highway to watch the Lola Peak fire burning in the Lola and Florence areas. MDT says because of the close proximity of the fire, no parking or stopping will be allowed on Highway 93 from the intersection of Highway 12 and Lola south to Bass Creek in Ravalli County. Drivers should expect heavy fire traffic and even possible delays. Also, Highway 12 west of Lola is open to traffic, but the speed limit's been dropped from 70 to 45 miles per hour in the fire area. A drone that was flying near the Rice Ridge fire near Seeley Lake shut down firefighting operations yesterday. Fire officials say they requested air resources to help, but that had to be halted because somebody was using a drone. It's illegal to fly a drone near wildfires. In fact, if you're caught, you can face hefty federal fines. Also, we just learned Fish, Wildlife and Parks has went ahead and shut down Seeley Lake for recreational use again. They've been using the lake to dip water to help put the fires out. Again, Seeley Lake once again, which it had been earlier this summer, shut down to all recreation at this point, and we'll have more for you on that tonight at 10. There's also going to be a community meeting to talk about Rice Ridge tonight at 6 o'clock. It's at Seeley Lake Elementary School, and there's an additional community meeting tomorrow night at 7 at the Ovando Volunteer Fire Department for people to get up to date on firefighting suppressing efforts.
It's starting to sound like a broken record. It's not just your imagination. The wildfires across western Montana are extremely active again for the past couple of days. Several of them continue to produce a lot of heat and smoke overnight. Sarah Cofield with the Missoula City County Health Department says the smoke from the fires funneled down into the valleys where it became trapped under strong inversions. Again this morning, this is what it looked like. The pool of smoke will continue to linger in the valleys for several hours each day. And there's a lot of smoke overhead too as inversions start to break. Those of us in the larger valleys like Missoula and Bitterroot will see the local smoke mix down right down to where we breathe. Meteorologist Russ Thomas joins us now with the latest conditions. Russ?
Yeah, not much change, at least not over the next couple of days. In fact, the only thing we're going to do is add one ingredient, which may complicate things even more so. Temperatures right now on the hot side for sure. 95 Troy and Thompson Falls, 96 in St. Regis, northwest Montana, your hot spots, but also 90 Missoula, 89 Kalispell, a little cooler, 82 Hamilton. We are starting to see a few clouds move overhead across parts of western Montana. As we look at our satellite and radar image, you can see those clouds, and again, not going to stick around very long. Rain not coming out of these clouds. We'll have more coming up in just a few minutes.
Well, the other story we're watching, as with everybody in the entire country, is Hurricane Harvey, far from finished down in Texas. Forecasters say the tropical storm continues to batter parts of the state with relentless rain.
And in Houston, the nation's fourth largest city, federal officials are asking for the public's help to rescue others. Kenneth Craig is in Houston now with the latest.
Neighbors are saving neighbors in Houston, Texas.
Just try to save people that are stuck in their homes. It's too much for the first responders. You know, they need help.
Emergency crews are overwhelmed, rescuing at least 2,000 people since Friday evening.
2 more and you're done.
Thousands more are still waiting for help to arrive.
Our goal is to try to reach everyone today and get them out of stressful situations.
FEMA is urging boat owners to join the rescue effort.
We need citizens to be involved. Texas, this is a landmark event.
Harvey has dumped 2 feet of rain so far, and another 2 feet is expected. As waters continue to rise, the governor has deployed the entire Texas National Guard to help with the search and rescue. 30,000 people are expected to crowd into dozens of shelters like Houston's downtown convention center. Hundreds are hunkering down at this church.
We all lost everything. We don't know where we're going. We don't know nothing. We just thank God we got life.
Rising water chased Fabian Perez and his young children out of their home overnight.
Nobody had shoes. We just took whatever we can. The water was probably waist deep.
People could be forced to stay in shelters for some time. Harvey could regain strength as it slowly heads back over the Gulf. Kenneth Craig, CBS News, Houston.
And authorities in Houston had to release water from several reservoirs that are overflowing, and that made flooding worse for thousands of homes.
Now, the Red Cross of Montana is on standby to send members to Texas to help out with that relief. The organization asking Montanans who want to help those affected by Hurricane Harvey to make financial donations. That's the way to do it. You can do that by donating at their redcross.org website. You can also call 1-800-RED-CROSS or text Harvey to 90999 to make a $10 donation. Montana Red Cross is also accepting checks. Drivers, pedestrians, and bicyclists crossing the Russell Street Bridge will have to find another way to go tomorrow and Wednesday as crews prep the aging bridge for what's expected to be its last winter.
MTN's Eric Clements is on Russell Street and joins us live to tell us what's happening with this old bridge. Eric.
That's right. There's actually been a pretty steady stream of traffic along the Russell Street Bridge. In fact, MDT says that it is one of the most heavily trafficked 2-lane bridges in western Montana. That causes a lot of wear and tear. So the Montana Department of Transportation will spend the next 2 days, that's Tuesday and Wednesday, resurfacing the Russell Street Bridge, hoping to squeeze one more winter out of it. This will be done to help mitigate potholes and other deteriorating damages the bridge endures each winter. By autumn 2018, MDT and the city crews plan to have the first half of the new bridge completed, at which point the existing bridge will be demolished. That's when the second half of the bridge will start going under construction. The finished bridge will have two northbound lanes and 2 southbound lanes, as well as a center lane. That's 5 lanes total, and traffic should open by fall 2019. Crews expect this will be the last winter for the old Russell Street Bridge.
That's our expectation. Obviously, you know, always there's unknowns that can happen. It may have to even go through another winter. We are not expecting that, but the idea of this overlay is that it'll get us through one winter and if need be, beyond that.
Now, since this is a major thoroughfare, Mountain Line is redirecting the Route 2 Bolt service from Russell Street to Orange Street. I don't know if you were able to see one, but one of those Mountain Line bridges just drove by across the bridge. This will be done so folks can still get to where they need to go, but because of this, there may be some delays while crews continue their work. Reporting live in Missoula, Eric Clements, MTN News.
All right, Eric, thank you. Bidding to select a contractor is set to start in late September. Depending on how that goes, construction on the new Russell Street Bridge could begin as early as November. A Ronan man is charged with 2 counts of criminal endangerment for his involvement in a fatal accident that happened in Lake County. Lake County Sheriff Don Bell says they are continuing to investigate the death that happened on August 20th around 5:45 p.m. on East Post Creek near St. Ignatius. Sheriff Bell says 36-year-old Jessie Qualtier of Ronan died due to injuries she sustained after exiting a vehicle that she was in eastbound on East Post Creek. 39-year-old Roland James Brown from Ronan has been charged with 2 counts of criminal endangerment in this case. He is currently being held in the Lake County Jail in Polson on a $50,000 bond. The Montana Highway Patrol and the Confederated Salish and Kootenai Tribal Police Department are assisting in this investigation. Hungry and don't want to leave your couch during your favorite episode of Game of Thrones or Stranger Things? Well, with just the push of a button, Uber is going to deliver food to your front door. The Uber Eats app, launched today in Missoula, is giving local restaurants another way to reach their customers.
I think, as Uber, we often think about celebrating cities, and I think one of the ways in which you celebrate cities is bringing the food of that city to everyone. And so really partnering with local restaurants, small and medium-sized businesses, having them, giving them the ability to distribute their food to the citizens of Missoula.
Some of the restaurants participating include the Green Source Juice Bar, Notorious P.I.G., Rumor, the Montana Club, and 16 other Missoula favorites. Food prices are set by the restaurants themselves. Uber will add a booking fee of just under $6. And just like with Uber's rides business, customers will always see prices up front so they know what they'll be paying before they order. One business owner says despite the extra fee, she believes this partnership will be beneficial.
Our customers are really loyal and excited to have locally grown, organic, whole food that they can come here to get, and I think having it delivered really quickly will be really exciting for them.
Uber Eats is now offered in 114 cities and 28 countries across the world, but this is the first one in Montana. The company hopes to grow to Bozeman and Billings next.
Coming up, Russ breaks down your workweek forecast featuring plenty of smoky hot weather.
And after the break, we start a new series examining the sweeping correctional and sentencing reforms passed by the legislature this year. That's still ahead here on KPAX.